Hi there everybody, welcome to this week's GuitarQuest live stream lesson. So we'll be continuing on with the stuff we've been talking about in previous weeks, most recently. So GuitarQuest 4, we're up to exercise 14, or 14 or 15, so about halfway through that. So we'll be continuing, we'll go back over a few of those, hopefully get onto a couple of new exercises as well. And there's a couple of other little bits and pieces that we'll be talking about as well. So, yeah, let's get stuck into, well, actually before we get stuck into tuning, let's just double check a couple of little bits and pieces. So, if you're on a device that has any notifications that might ping away, always best to turn those off so we get our dedicated half an hour's guitar time. If there's any children watching, then I'd suggest have an adult in the room just to help explain bits and pieces, any of the ideas that crop up in case they don't make sense. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So let's check our tuning. My guitar's in tune. We've been tuning it by ear over the last few weeks, so we'll continue with that kind of idea. So just try and make sure your strings sound the same as these, effectively, is what we're after. So this is our bottom E string, so try and tune up with that. Then once you're confident with that, and I know this is in tune myself, so we then go to the 5th fret, that's our note A, that's what our 5th string should sound like. So you play that one, and then you play your open 5th string, and then you compare them, you adjust your 5th string until it's in tune. Then when you're happy with that, you go to the 5th fret on that 5th string, on the A string, and that's the note D, which is the same, well, that's our target note for the open D string. So we play that, followed by the open D, and then we just adjust away as needed. And then when we're happy the D's in tune, we go to the 5th fret on the D string, that's the note G. So that's our, this is the correct note, and our G string should sound the same, so we adjust that until it does. And then this is the only one that's different, so this is one to watch out for. So on the 3rd string, on the G string, we're going to go to the 4th fret, that's the note B, that's what our 2nd string is, so we adjust the 2nd string till it sounds the same, and then back to the 5th fret on the 2nd string for our note E, and that's the correct pitch, and then our top E string should hopefully sound the same. Okay, so once you're happy, you think you got it in tune, then we just strum a few chords and we listen and just try and think. Well, all the chords we're going to play are very sort of easy on the ear kind of chords. They should just sound really nice. So if any of them sound a bit off or a bit discordant or anything like that, either you're not playing them right or your strings are out of tune. So just try and listen to what's going on. So if we take a G, for example, hear that that's a nice, you know, it just sounds easy on the ears, it's all good basically, and if one of the strings was out, then obviously that wouldn't sound so good. Okay, let's try C, same kind of thing, should sound nice and clear. How about an E minor and a D? So these are all chords we've played quite a few times before over the GuitarQuest course, so hopefully you're all familiar with those by now. And yeah, let's push on. I forgot to mention, actually, we've got the chat function, so if you've got any questions, please do fire away. So yeah, let's start off, as a good place, with a bit of a warm up. So the last few weeks we've talked about this chromatic idea, and so we're going to repeat that. So effectively all we're going to do is the open string followed by the 1st fret, then the 2nd fret, and then the 3rd fret. And then we do the same on the next string. So we start on bottom E, then do the same on the A, then the same on the D, same on the G, and so on. So yeah, let's try it. With your right hand, you just want to alternate your index and middle fingers as much as you can. Try and be consistent with it, because that's just really great technique that you want to be trying to develop as you progress. Okay, so here we go. Starting on the bottom E, after 4, it's nice and slow. Okay, so 3, 4. String and the 4th, the 3rd, keep those index middle fingers alternating to the 2nd string and then the 1st. Hit that note once, come straight back down, then back to the second string thirds, third string thirds, fourth string thirds, fifth string third, and then onto our bottom E string. Okay, so that's it. It's a very straightforward idea, but it does work on a few different ideas that are all good to develop, primarily just sort of left hand, right hand coordination. So if you found that easy when you're practicing, just try going a little bit faster, or if you found it really challenging, just slow it down and just try and get that firm foundation so that you know what you're doing, and you're building. You want to always be building on a solid foundation. You know, it's never going to work if you rush into it and it just, you know, you get a few mistakes and things. So just be patient with yourself and take your time, and you'll be fine with it. So the other thing we talked about last week were these ideas of arpeggios. So we're going to take an E chord. We're going to start off with what we did last week, which is to play the sixth string with the thumb, and the first string with the third finger or the ring finger, then the second string with the middle finger, and then the third string with the index finger, and then we repeat. So we do the thumb, then the third, then the middle, and then index. So thumb, third finger, middle finger, index, or in terms of strings it's 6, 1, 2, 3, and repeat. Okay, so we're just going to try that together. Remember as well, we talked briefly about this last week. It's not something you need to be too concerned with now, but if you can add it into your playing, it's going to be really positive. And that is, as you know, as you play, there's two things going on. So you play with one finger or thumb, and at the same time you get the next one down, so that it's a sort of a two-fold motion, if you like. That's the idea anyway. So if you can do it, please practice it. But if it's a bit too much, because it does give another thing to think about, just try and get the notes down for now, and then think, okay, that's perhaps a longer term goal that I can work towards. So, okay, so let's try it. We'll just see if we can go around, like, let's say 8 times. Okay, so starting on that E, okay, after 4. So we'll just be like playing at this kind of tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 4 more. And the last one. Okay, so that's a sort of fairly basic idea, really. And when I say basic, it doesn't necessarily mean easy. It's just there's not a lot going on. Well, there's nothing really going on the left hand. It's all about the right hand. So to just extend that a little bit more, what we're going to do is exactly the same on the first one, but then we're going to go to the 5th string on our next bass note. So we're going to create an alternating bass pattern. So if I just demonstrate, it probably makes it easier just to see what's going on. So we start here, we go to the 5th string, back to the 6th, 5th, 6th, 5th. So it's that kind of idea. So our thumb is just alternating between the strings 5 and 6, and our fingers are doing exactly the same as they were previously. So we'll give it a go. Don't worry again if this feels like it's a step, you know, it's another challenge. So you might find the bass or your thumb struggles to kind of keep up with exactly what it should be doing, but that's just where the practice comes in. I'm sure you'll get it if you put the time in. So, okay, let's try it then. So starting on the 6th string, and then, so we're going to go string 6 to 5, 6 to 5, 6 to 5, that kind of thing. And we'll do effectively 4 sets, with one set being this. So the string 6 and string 5. Hopefully that makes sense. Basically keep going until I say stop. So that's probably the easiest way to think about it. Okay, so here we go. After 4, starting on the 6th string. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th string. sixth, fifth to the sixth, fifth, sixth, fifth. Okay, and that's basically what we're doing. And again, sometimes when I try and shout things out, I feel like my timing just wobbles a little bit. I think it might have done there. So, but from a practice point of view, we just want to be doing that kind of thing. Okay, and just take your time. I said, like, that's reasonably fast. We'll work up to that in the lessons. But once you've got the idea down, we can then play around with that quite a bit. So anyway, hopefully that's something enjoyable to get stuck into, and yeah, we're going to push on. So let's go on to exercise 14. We played this one over the last couple of weeks, and we went over it in quite a lot of detail a few weeks ago. So we're just going to get stuck into it straight away. So things to watch out for. The big thing is the swing feel, as we talked about that. Just a quick demonstration to remind you. So straight would be this kind of thing, and then swung would be so that's the difference. So wherever we've got quavers, they're going to be swung, and that's what we want to, well, that's one of the big challenges of this particular piece. Other than that, all our Fs are played sharp, and there's a few accidentals in there, so there's a few things to be thinking about. So yeah, let's just get stuck into it and we'll play it the whole way through. Okay, so here we go, after 4. Okay, so good luck everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Second line. 2, 3. Back to the beginning. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Second line again. We go to the second time bar in a second. There. 2, 3, 4, and the C. 2, 3. E flat. 2, 3. Back to the line above. 2, 3. 2, 3. Second time bar again. 2, 3. Back to beginning. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. To the coda, last line. Repeat that bit. Okay, there we go. So that's exercise 14, sandcastles. As I said, we've covered that one in quite a lot of detail over the last couple of weeks. I played that a little bit faster today than I think I've done in the previous lessons, so hopefully you managed to keep up. And if you did, give yourself a big pat on the back. So there's quite a lot of stuff going on in that. You know, there are gaps in there, but there's also quite a few other things to be thinking about. So, okay. So let's turn the page, and last week we covered exercise 15, so we're going to play through that one, but just to give you a heads up about a few little extra bits and pieces in there that we need to be thinking about, and primarily it's going to be the triplets that are in there. So at the top of the page we've got our symbol for swing feel, so we want to remember that all our quavers have a swung kind of feel about them. But we've also got triplets, So triplets are almost like filling in that note in between the swung quavers, if that makes sense. So again, just as an example, if our swung quavers are like this, then when we add the note in the middle to make it a triplet, I'll do like a swung one and then a triplet, so you get this. So that's it. So you get the triplet is that kind of thing. So if I tap my foot along as well, just to reinforce that a bit. So we've got 3 notes per beat. So that's the triplet. So they're the ones to watch out for probably. Otherwise, there's a few accidentals in there. The structure's relatively straightforward, I think. So let's give it a go. We'll just take it nice and slow. I'll try and shout out a few things to watch out for as we go through. As I say, we did go over it last week, so I'm hoping that you've had time and a chance to do a little bit of practice on it. Or if you happen to be new to this video today, then check out last week's video, because I'll go through it in much more detail and it'll be much easier to make sense of it. So, okay, here we go then. So starting on the F, after 4, okay, so 3, 4. Triplet here. Second line, 2, 3. Triplet again. Third line. C sharp. Hold that for this bar. 2, 3. Triplet. 2, 3. Triplet again. 2, 3. Triplet. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Back to the beginning of that line. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Back to beginning. Triplet again. Second line, 2, 3. Triplet again. Coda, which is the last line. Okay, cool. So that is T for 2. I should point out on the last line when I shouted coda, I put myself off and played an A rather than a C, so just watch out for that. Otherwise, hopefully, give yourself a pat on the back if you managed to play along and it was all good. The backing tracks are on my YouTube channel, so you can go onto those and play along with those. You can speed them up, slow them down, all that kind of stuff. So do feel free to check those out and just sort of try and get the tune down as best you can. Really, that's what we're working towards. So we are going to move on and get stuck into exercise 16, which is the accompaniment for the previous tune that we were just playing. So we'll talk about this in a little bit more detail. Because, as we know, exercise 15 had swung quavers, it stands to reason that any backing for it would also have to have the swung quavers, because otherwise the two would sort of clash, really. So if you're in a band or whatever and you've got 2 guitarists, you both want to be playing with swing. You wouldn't want one to be doing one and one to be doing the other, because it just wouldn't work. So okay, so let's talk it through then. So you can see in the music it's only 2 lines, but when we get onto the second line, we have to repeat it 7 times, and that's just so that it ties in with the length of the previous piece. So when we play through it, we may not play it like all 7 times, we'll just do it a couple or something like that. So what we're going to do to start off with is make a bit of an F chord shape. So we're going to put our first finger on the C, middle finger on the A, and third finger on the F. It's only those 3, we don't need to flatten the first finger down just yet or anything like that. And then we just play through it. So we're going to play the F, then the A, then the C, back to the A, and then repeat. And on the right hand, we're going to go thumb, index, middle, index. And again, this is quite important so that as you're playing and you're developing, you're getting used to these fingers doing, I don't want to say the right thing, but it kind of is. It's the right approach. For example, if you used your thumb for all of them, you're going to hit a speed limit that is not going to be particularly fast, probably. So that's why we want to use the different fingers to build that kind of foundation so you can pick the speed up in future. Okay, so that bar then, once more, just but with swing this time. So it will be going like. So that's our kind of feel that we're doing. And then the next bar, we've got open A, open G, and then a C sharp. And then, so we do 5th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string, and repeats. Okay, so let's try those 2 bars together. So we're making this diagonal shape, which is a bit of an F chord, and then this one here, which is just the C sharp here, which is an A7 chord, although you'd never play it that way unless you're playing a fingerstyle thing like this, just to clarify. So, alright, let's try those 2 bars. Here we go. After 4, okay, so 3, 4. And the next bar. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you're okay with that so far. And what we're going to talk about now are the next 2 bars, bars 3 and 4. These have changes coming a little bit faster, so it's a little bit more difficult, but hopefully all manageable. So we make a bit of a D chord. So we're going to put our first finger on the A and our third finger on the D. I'd specifically recommend that third finger rather than the second finger because of helping us to get to the G, which is going to come on the next note. So this one we go D to A to D, the higher D I mean, and then back to the A. So hopefully again okay, and then we go with the middle finger. This is why I've kept it spare. That can land on the 6th string 3rd fret for the G. So we play that with the thumb, and then we've just got an open G and an open B, and we get that kind of thing. Okay, so that bar 3 would be. So hopefully that makes sense. If you've printed out your copy of the music, it might be worth writing some of those fingering suggestions down. I didn't write them in the book originally, which actually in hindsight perhaps it would have been quite useful to have it written in there. So yeah, just scribble away if you feel that's going to help. So we've played this D bit, then the G bit. Then we're into a bit of a C chord. We just need to get this 5th string 3rd fret with our 3rd finger, then an open G, and then our first finger goes to the C 2nd string 1st fret. And again, when we think about the fingering choices, that all makes sense. And because we're only playing with the middle finger, it then makes sense so we can get these 2 down to the C quite comfortably. And then to finish off with, we just move this finger over to the G sharp, 3rd string 1st fret. And so it's bottom E, oh that's what we play anyway, sorry. So bottom E, G sharp, B, G sharp. Okay, so those 2 bars, just nice and slow, just demonstrate. Okay, so we're going to go with the D shape, to the G, to the C, and then to the E. may notice as I'm playing, I'm not doing that and getting the fingers down all at the same time. So when you're strumming chords, obviously you need to do that as best you can. But when you're playing fingerstyle, you can actually kind of have the fingers arrive just in time, if that makes sense. So we can allow the fingers to sort of land as needed. And that again just helps give us that nice continuity and flow through the music. So, okay, so at which point we go back and we go back to beginning and play it again, and we actually go back and play it again 7 times, just so that it fits exercise 15, because it's the accompaniment, as I mentioned. And then once we've done that, we just finish off, so it'll be bar 5, it's the same as bar 1. We'll play that 3 times and eventually finish on F. So, what we're going to do is play through it together as best we can. So just nice and slow. We won't do the 7 repeats as I mentioned. We'll probably let's do 2, and then in bar 5, where we've got to repeat it 3 times, we'll just repeat it once. So effectively each repeat is done twice, and then we finish on that final note. So okay, let's give it a go. Good luck, everybody. And here we go. So after 4, it's 3, 4. Bar 3. Bar 4. Back to beginning, to the F, the diagonal chord. And the A7. And then D, G, C, and E. Back to our F. I'm going to repeat that bar. Okay, so that's the accompaniment. So what I'm going to do is bring the music up onto the screen, and hopefully, yep, I'm on the right page. So we're looking at this one down here. Just going to put the tune on for us to have a listen to. So number 16. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. Let's just check why that's not starting. Okay, here we go. Okay, cool. So that was exercise 16. As you probably saw with me moving the mouse cursor, I clearly can't count to 7. So yeah, I moved the mouse cursor incorrectly near the end. So just watch out for that. So another thing, perhaps a little distinction just to make, would be the difference between the 2 backing tracks. So exercise 15, the tune that you're playing, you know, that one, that's louder in the mix, and then in exercise 16 that one's quite quiet in the mix, and you can hear that kind of accompaniment much more clearly. And so that's the difference between the two. So depending on which one you're playing, you can then sort of play about with it to you know, whatever suits your practice needs effectively. So okay, good stuff. So we'll finish up there for today. Thank you to everybody who joined the lesson today. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and share the news that there's these lessons going on if you know anyone that thinks might be interested in them. In terms of stuff to practice for next week, I would suggest we'll keep going with the warm-ups, so the chromatic one, the arpeggio one, and then we'll probably just focus on exercises 15 and 16. Still want to get on some new stuff as well. So yeah, so basically that's it for today. Hope you have a wonderful week and very best luck with the practice, and I will hopefully see you back same time next week. Okay, take care then everybody. Bye bye.